What's up, Shot Team? Welcome to the Q&A. This has been a couple months in the making, and I wanted to get some good questions in here and make a good video for y'all. So happy Friday. I hope y'all have an awesome weekend. If you're doing some shooting or whatever you're doing, leave me a comment down below after the video. And let's go ahead and get started. Again, if you enjoy these Q&As, make sure you leave me a comment and we'll continue to do them. I like doing them exclusively on Patreon because y'all support us above and beyond. So I like to add more value to this, and I think it's kind of cool that we engage a little bit and y'all can find out more about me and Miss Tech Shot. So let's go ahead and get started here. All right, first question comes from Kenny B. How and where did you and Miss Tech Shot meet? We met at Sonic. That was our first job a long time ago. And she actually came in. I was already working there. She started there, and I said I like her and I want to pursue that, and I did, and here we are 17 years later. So that's where we met. Was she always into guns, or did you have to ease her into this addiction? I had to ease her, but to be fair, I wasn't into guns like I'm into guns now. I mean, it's a lifestyle now for both of us. I wasn't into it probably the first 6 or 7 years. Now, keep in mind, I grew up with guns. You know, I shot, I hunted as a kid, but I didn't do a lot of target shooting. I didn't do a lot of pistol shooting. It was mainly shotguns and 22s and things like that. So it didn't really affect me, or, you know, we didn't get into the lifestyle until we started the channel. Right before I started the channel, I was like, hey, I want to get a concealed weapons permit. Let's go to this class. And, you know, I just fell in love with it almost instantly. And here we are, you know, 5 years later doing the channel. So really, this entire time of, you know, this lifestyle and being into guns, y'all have been on the journey with me the whole time. So, Bob says, do you and Miss Tech Shot have jobs besides the gun channel? Yes, absolutely. The gun channel, it does pretty well, but as volatile as YouTube is, as unpredictable as they are, even if which I don't make enough money on this channel between our avenues to pay our bills and try to live comfortably. I don't. But even if I did, I probably still wouldn't do it, just because of YouTube and the constant demonetization, the constant, you know, hoops and everything they try to throw not only gun channels, but all kinds of channels through. It's too stressful. So yes, we do have regular jobs, but I try to put as much time into this channel as I can because I want to give y'all good content. So it is a second job for us, no doubt. A job I actually like, by the way. James Wise says, do you have any recommendations on a complete AR-15 from PSA? Which one do you have in your studio backdrop? So the one in the backdrop it's just a PSA lower, and the upper, I'm not even sure what that upper is. I traded that for that thing a long time ago. The one over here is a PSA build. It's got M-LOK rail on it. We did a review on that one some time ago. PSA, it's really, PSA makes good stuff, but I would go with the premium line of PSA. I don't know that I would go with their Freedom line, because you can get some good stuff, but what I've noticed is that a lot of times with the Freedom lines and stuff, you'll start turning on the stock, or, you know, little places on the handle, or you'll go to feel wobble in between the upper and lower, and there'll be a little bit of wobble. So if those things bug you and concern you, I wouldn't go with the Freedom lineup. I would go with one of the more of their premium kits. But to be honest with you, for the price that you pay, I think PSA is one of the best. I'm always sharing their stuff on Facebook, because a lot of people want to spend $500-600, you know, on a complete rifle, as opposed to the, you know, $1,300, $1,400, $1,500 rifle. So for what you get, PSA is an awesome brand, no matter what you really go with. I mean, I'm not going to tell you one over the other. I would just say, if you can afford the premium stuff, I would go with the premium. If you go with the Freedom line, just understand it's going to work. It's got a lifetime warranty, but you're not going to get the like cold hammer forged barrels and things like that like you will out of the premium line. Robert Cairns says, hey, how long have you been shooting, and how long have you been doing YouTube? I've been shooting pretty much as long as I've been doing YouTube. And when I say shooting, I mean actually going to the range just to shoot. So we've been doing this for a little over 5 years. That's how long I've been doing it. I've shot guns my whole life, though. Okay. And how long you've been doing YouTube. Robert Cairns also said, how much research do you guys do before you produce content? It just depends. Like with the World War II guns, I did a ton of research before I ever put out a review on those. If I'm doing like a striker fired polymer frame pistol, I will do, maybe in 30 minutes worth of research, maybe sometimes less than that. If I really know the gun well, and Mrs. Techshot does a lot of research too. She's back there saying, hey, don't forget about me, because she does do a lot of the research too. She writes it out in notes so I can clearly read it because I can't read my own writing. It's too small and it's just, anyways. It depends. It honestly depends on the product, the gun, but it can take anywhere from 30 minutes up to days and days and days worth of just looking at videos, if I really don't know something, I'll watch another video by somebody else, showing the product, showing whatever's going on, or watch old World War II videos and learn about the time, the history. That's what I really like about the World War II guns, and they don't get a ton of views, unfortunately, but I love that stuff because it puts me in overdrive mode where I have to learn something new, and I really appreciate that. The World War II guns this year, I don't know if you guys have noticed, but they've really kind of hyped me back up for the channel because we were doing so much of the same thing. I had to break away from that. We've been doing more rifles, which is good. So I like doing some new stuff, but the short answer is it can take anywhere from 30 minutes up to hours of research, days sometimes. So there's that one. All right, let's go to the next page of questions here. Thomas Conrad, what's your favorite rifle? Undoubtedly right now, it's the X95. I love that gun, IWI X95. To me, it's well balanced. It's a bullpup, so all the action is in the back as opposed to, let's just pull this AR off of the shelf, as opposed to your action and everything being up here. Your action on the bullpup, okay, is all back here. So you can have a gun with the same size barrel, 16-inch barrel, full-length rifle, velocities, everything, and have a much shorter gun. That's just as close to that or an SBR length. So to me, that is really cool. I like ARs, and we're about to do a Smith & Wesson AR, but, I like stuff that's different too. And that bullpup to me, design, the look, the feel, the function, everything about it, knowing that is it's not the true Israeli military weapon, but it's very close. I don't know. It's kind of cool. I like it. So right now, that's my favorite rifle. Chris Benny, looking at buying an AR pistol and 300 Blackout. Anything I should pay particular attention to and anything I should avoid? Well, 300 Blackout, you want to get a pistol length gas system, okay? Because you have to run especially subsonic, if you're going to run it subsonic, you have to have as much powder and force going through the gas system to move your bolt back reliably, okay? And then you have the dwell time, the time where the bullet is still in the barrel and you have that pressure build up. And so just make sure that you have a pistol length gas system in your build. As far as that, it depends on how much you want to spend. I mean, really, you can get a PSA 300 Blackout pistol. I believe you asked for it. Yeah, a pistol, for $500-600, or you can go up to the SIG. I think it's the MCX for $2,000. So it depends on how much you want to spend. I have no idea there. Anything you should avoid? I don't know a ton about it, but from what I've seen, I mean, just make sure that you get the right gas system length, and man, so many companies make good ones. I am not an expert on it, but you should be all right with that. I would say do a little bit more research. It really just depends on how much you want to spend. Are you brand specific? And from there, you got to just understand that you're going to be spending more money on the ammo. It is still pretty pricey. Are you going to run it supersonic and subsonic, adjustable gas systems and stuff? Joseph Rex wrote is one 1, 2, 3. He's got 4 questions for us, so we're going to go through these. What do you think about Klinger holsters? That's the only holster I have ever used. I'm a tad new into carrying, so I have not ventured out too far yet. Klinger holsters, I believe it's one of those things that kind of uses friction with your body to stay wherever you put it. They're okay, but I'm all about keeping my pistols secure in place. I like Kydex. I like Tolster. That's the brand that we use most of the time, and I love them. They're discounted through our channel, which is even better for y'all, and I think they just make an awesome product. So I like them not only because of what they make and they make a good product, but also I don't like sweating. So any kind of extra material or any kind of material that's like suede or leather or anything like that, it causes me to sweat. It makes me uncomfortable. I don't like it. So Kydex does not cause me to sweat, and that's one other reason that I like Kydex. So that's my recommendation. I don't know too much about Klinger specifically, but I know of them. Joseph Rex wrote, what's your favorite mod to any pistol you carry? I don't mod my guns a lot, especially if I'm going to carry it. You know, I'm not going to mess with the trigger. I'm not going to put little nameplates on the back, you know, that especially if you put a nameplate like anything derogatory, or I don't mess with any of that. I don't want any lawyer to give any lawyer an excuse to say, oh, this guy was looking for a reason to pull the trigger. I keep them pretty much stock. If I do anything, I may put a set of night sights on it. But that's why you see most of our guns are done in stock configuration. I don't do a lot of mods. I like to buy a gun because guns are expensive as they are. So now if I'm going to buy a gun, then I'm going to put a $200 set of sights on it. Then I'm going to change the grip. Then I'm going to do a trigger job. And then, you know, it's not for me. So I mean, you're just making a different gun and you're spending a lot more money, in my opinion. But a lot of people like doing that. I'm not going to knock on them, but that's just not for me. I'd rather take that money and buy another gun. So that's just me. But as far as mods, I don't do a lot. You know, it's just maybe a set of sights, maybe putting a light or a laser on it, if, you know, depending on what tool that gun is going to serve. But of course, you mentioned carry, so I would not do a lot to your carry gun at all. Joseph Rex wrote, once again, what is your go-to for night sights? What do you think of the night fusion sights for the VP9SK or any other pistol? Night fusion, don't know, but I know Trijicon makes awesome sights, and that's typically how I go to. I'll be honest with you, I also like the SIG sights. I know you can't buy them for every gun, but the SIG X-ray sights to me are the best night sights I've used. I like the height of them. I like the bright green dot. So anything really blacked out in the rear and bright green or maybe even orange in the front, for me, I like them. The Trijicon HDs are okay. That's another good, but I typically go to Trijicon. I've tried the SX Big Dots, not for me. I don't really care for those too much, but there's, again, sights there's a lot of them. Joseph Rex wrote, any tips for a woman carrying? Wife needs a good carry or a good way to carry. She has a CCP M2, Klinger holster now. Anything better? I don't know if Tolster has one for the CCP M2. If not, Vetter, we have a link to them as well. You can check them out. I'm sure they have one because they have a lot of models. A good way to carry. I mean, women have a lot of options too, so they can get the, you know, if she doesn't want to do inside the waistband, she can do maybe something like a thigh holster. If she's wearing a dress, if you guys are going out or anything like that. They even make bra holsters, which, I don't know. Purse carry, not recommended. So anytime you get the gun away from your body, now you have the extra risk of somebody stealing that bag. Now you're SOL there. To me, and Mrs. Techshot, the way she carries is she carries inside the waistband. So she has a Glock 42. Right now she's carrying the P365 because I'm carrying the XL. And that gun is just, I mean, it's at the limits of what she can carry without it printing really bad, okay? So the Glock 42 is a good option. The LCP 2 is a good option. It's small, really small gun, so she could pretty much carry it probably on her anywhere, but keep in mind that gun is, it's strictly concealed carry. You know, she's probably not going to enjoy shooting that thing at the range because it's so snappy. So You have some options. It just really depends on what she wants to do. If you want to get a purse carry, you can get the ones with holsters built in. So they are concealed carry purses, holsters built in. They do cost some money. I mean, $100 and up easily, but they already have those holsters. So maybe like a strap bag or something like that if you guys are going out, and she could wear that strap bag and then have quick access like that. And then again, if it's something, I would recommend if she's going to carry in a purse, have something that she can strap over her so nobody can easily steal that purse away. That would be my recommendation if she wants to carry off of her person. So there you go. That's our first Q&A. Pretty good questions, man. Really good questions. Next time, hopefully we can double the amount of questions and make a really awesome video for y'all. So thank you for watching, and thank you for your support here on Patreon, man. It means so much to what we do. I appreciate you. We'll see you very soon. And you do have a new review, brand new review coming out on the SIG P365 XL by 10 o'clock Saturday morning, Eastern Standard Time. First and only here on Patreon. Thank you guys for watching. We'll see you soon. And as always, hold them down.